we will move on here to Columbus versus Orlando. And I actually don't like this because I want to change my pick from what it
Not
is here
allowed.
after watching that, and it won't let me.
Not allowed.
But I'll let you go first here. What are your thoughts on this matchup? Two versus three.
Yeah. So this is going to be a really good test of the Orlando back line, who I feel like has been strong. Granted, you know, going against the Nashville attack is not exactly a an incredible test of defensive strength, but they are definitely going to be tested against this Columbus attack. My concern for Columbus is their road record. They got beat by Atlanta in Atlanta. Their road record coming into the playoffs saw them only have 4 wins on the road. And in this case, you got to get a win. You got to find some way to win. Yes, you can like just take it all the way to extra time and penalties and whatnot, but you got to find a way to win. And they really haven't done that on the road this year. So I think that already gives Orlando a bit of an advantage. And I think I just like Orlando a little bit more because I feel like they're a bit more of a well rounded team. I like their attack. I like their defense, strong midfield. I think the more well rounded team at home takes it. So I think Orlando goes on to the next round.
You're such a bad rival.
That's such a what?
You're such a bad rival. Oh, I like Orlando. I think Orlando is great.
Oh, I don't like Orlando, but
That's
they
not.
I
I
can't deny that they
roll
have
the
a
clip
good
back.
team.
Roll the clip. Edit the clip back where you say, "Oh, I like Orlando."
You could take me out of context all you want, but I don't like Orlando, but I can recognize the fact that they have a good team.
Loser. So originally I put Orlando going through, but after watching Columbus play and their devastating attack, I'm changing it so that Columbus goes through. Um,
You just don't want to ever pick the higher seed. You just want to have upsets in every single round forever.
well, I'll tell you, and I'll spoil things here. Originally, when I did my predictions, or I had Orlando in the final,
And
but
what's wrong with that?
because Columbus is a better team. Orlando
Are you
snuck by Nashville 1-0, 1-0, and they weren't bad, right? I'm not saying that they played poorly, but Columbus went in and absolutely ruined Atlanta.
that's not saying that much. Atlanta has one of the worst defenses in the league.
Goal came from Cartagena, and Duncan McGuire didn't score. And then in the second game, once again, Duncan McGuire didn't score, and Ivan Angulo scored. Now, here's what I'll say: is that if I remember correctly, both goals were kind of like, for lack of a better term, worldies. I think they were both from like super deep. Let me see this first one. Oh no, I'm sorry. The first one, the goal in the second game was a turnover by Dax McCarty. That's right, like 6 minutes into the game. That's right. And then the first one, the October 30th game. Boo, 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 boo. Looking. Oh yeah, it was a worldie. It was a worldie from Cartagena from like 35 yards out. I knew one of them was. You can't rely on worldies and back passes to save you. See St. Louis in the playoffs. They stopped getting goals gifted to them. Boom, out of the playoffs. That's right. I found a way to get one more dig at them before they're gone. You're damn right I did.
They're already dead. Leave them alone.
Well, and here's the thing: even if Columbus does make a mistake or give up a worldie like that, they've got the firepower to knock four past you. So I'm gonna go Columbus here and think that they've got more ability to be successful in the big game, and they're away, so they're away from home, which is fine. They're not great away from home, but I do think that they will have. Uh, I think they'll have more success now, knowing that other people other than Cucho Hernandez can score the ball. Right? They had like four different goal scorers in the last game with four goals. So yeah, I think Columbus goes in and it's Columbus Philly in the final.
Listen, I am happy to let you continue and stay on a wrong prediction like that, but Here's what I will say that I think you're overlooking. I know you say that Orlando can't rely on wonder goals and gifts to move on to the next round, but going up against Nashville, that is the best defensive team, I believe, in the whole league, at least in the West. Joint defensive best team in the league with Seattle versus Columbus, who were the third worst defensive team out of the playoff teams going into the playoffs. So I think the Orlando attack is going to look much better because they're going against the worst defense. They're not going up against the best defense in the league. And I also think that Columbus's attack is not going to look as deadly as it did against Atlanta, who was the worst defensive record going into the playoffs. So
It's interesting you think I care about what you think.
well, I know you don't. So that's why I'm happy that you get to stick on your wrong prediction.
We will see. We will see. The TikTok will be posted and it'll be out there for the world to see.